Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary peoples. This is Bronson's By Any Means Necessary fantasy football talk for Wednesday, September 21st or 22nd. I already forgot the date again. I know it's my mom's birthday on the 24th. That's all I know. I don't even know what day that. I think it's Saturday, right? So, yeah, Saturday. So Saturday the 24th. Today's the 21st. All right. Yeah, so this shouldn't be a very long video. I don't have a whole lot to say about my own self. And then, we're just going to do the defense special teams rankings. We're going to talk about the top 10, who I don't like in the top 10, and some people outside the top 10 who I do like, spikes and yikes like normal. As you can see in the background, I'm in a little different of a location. I'm in my garage. And my roommate is a Columbus Blue Jackets fan. So in this house, I guess, when it comes to hockey, we're Columbus Blue Jackets fans. Other roommates making a lot of fucking noise in there. I don't know what's going on. Some shady shit's going on with my roommates, by the way. I sold my Go tracker a while back for $1,000, and I'm pretty sure I had $1,000 cash. But somehow $100 of that disappeared. I noticed that when I had to go use some of it to pay my for my breaks. And then I used to have a sign and a flag in my front yard. They're no longer there, and I don't know where they are because they're not in here. I figured they'd be in the garage somewhere, but I don't see them. So, and then my other roommate is just like, he brought a new couch in, took my futon out, and then he brought some bookshelf in and replaced my bookshelf. So all the stuff that I brought in here before he even moved in here into this living room is now not in the living room. I guess it's fine. I'm trying to move out anyways, so this just helps me. But at the same time, it's like, I still live here, and I was here first, so I don't know what's going on. But he's not here. He hasn't been here for a couple days. I think he's on vacation, maybe, or maybe he's in Scotland for his girlfriend's master's graduation. Although I think that was supposed to be later in the year. What else do I have worth mentioning? Not really anything. Woke up a little later. Well, I didn't wake up later. I woke up normal time, 3:55 to go to work, but I came back home, took a nap, and wanted to be up like an hour ago. Ended up turning my alarm off and going back to sleep for another hour. So I just woke up. Got my energy drink, my orange Monster. I love these things. I love those. So tasty. Without further ado, let's get to it. Top 10 defenses for this week. You'll notice here a theme of all the quote-unquote elite defenses are really not ranked this week because they're facing some of the better offenses. So, being how football is more of an offensive-driven league, it's tough to trust a good defense against a good offense. You're usually going to lean good offense. But we do have the top 10 list for you. Number 1 this week is the Browns defense, special teams against the Steelers. Number 2, we got the Cowboys defense at the Giants. Number 3, we got the Saints defense at the Panthers. Number 4, we've got the Texans defense at the Bears. Number 5, we got the Panthers defense versus the Saints. Number 6, we got the Bengals defense versus the Jets, or at the Jets. Number 7, we got the Giants defense versus the Cowboys. Number 8, we got the Bears defense versus the Texans. Number 9, we got the Tampa defense versus the Packers. And number 10, we got the Chargers defense versus the Jaguars. Now, I don't necessarily dislike this list. I think it's a pretty strong top 10 overall for the week. But there are some concerns here, and we're going to address those three yikes for the defense, special teams. I'm not super into 4, 5, and 6. Let's talk about that. Number 4, the Texans defense at the Chicago Bears. The Texans defense is number 25 overall this year out of 32. So that's not good, right? So the Texans defense is not good. And the Bears offense, although it's not good, why does my eye? It looked like my eye's like half closed, one's half full. I don't know. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why women don't like me, because I look like I have brain damage. So the Texas defense not good. Bears offense not good also. But the Bears do not throw the ball at all. They're running like a almost full-blown triple option there in Chicago. So the Bears aren't going to put the ball in the air enough to for the Texans to really get any interceptions or force a lot of turnovers. The Texans defense isn't good enough to be forcing turnovers anyways. So the only reason the Texans are even in consideration for the top 10 is because the fact that it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. So not a lot of points between the two teams are going to be given up. However, that doesn't warrant the Texans being a top 5 defense for me. I'm not even sure I would put them in the top 10, given the guys outside the top 10 that I'm liking this week instead. Definitely I'm downgrading the Texans defense this week. At number 5, the Panthers defense versus the Saints. I understand that Jameis Winston is hurt, and he did throw 3 interceptions last week against Tampa, but Tampa's a good defense. Tampa knows Jameis Winston. There's still a lot of players in that locker room who were around when Jameis Winston was around. And I mean, Jameis Winston, as talented as he is, as good as he's been for the Saints, he's always been a guy who throws a lot of interceptions. I don't know if that's going to continue against the Panthers, even though I do think the Panthers have a better defense than what they've looked like. I think the Panthers are a better team than what they've looked like. Obviously, the coaching situation is not working there. They're going to have to make a change. So the Panthers defense is this high because of the fact that Jameis Winston is hurt and interception prone. However, I'm not sure that they're going to be a top 5 defense against that Saints offense that is probably going to score a lot of points. Alvin Kamara could also be back for this game, which would help out not only the whole offense, but Jameis Winston as a whole. And then at 6, probably my biggest downgrade of the week, the Bengals defense at the Jets. I was really high on the Bengals defense last week against the Cowboys. That did not materialize. So if they can't stop Cooper Rush and they can't even win that game, what makes you think they're going to stop the Jets offense, which is looking pretty good with Joe Flacco, honestly. I don't think the Bengals defense are going to do anything. Slow them down. And with Garrett Wilson emerging, with the Jets having both running backs looking pretty good this year so far, I just don't see any pathway to the Bengals defense being a top 10 play this week after they burned us all last week. Especially, I'm not going to give them another opportunity this week. Now, for some guys outside the top 10, I don't know why I'm saying guys, teams, some defenses outside the top 10 that I'm high on this week. We're going to start down at number 11. I know that's definitely going out on a limb there. 11, the Steelers defense at the Browns on Thursday night. I'm expecting that to be a very boring, low-scoring field goal, run the shit out of the ball game, where I wouldn't be surprised if the final score was like 12-10 or something, 12-9 or something in that game tomorrow night. I think both defenses are a really good play. And the fact that the Steelers are still the top 3 defense this season without TJ Watt shows you all the talent they have there. And I think both Browns and Steelers top 5 defenses this week. And I would, if you have either one of them or an opportunity to get either one of them, you should pick them up for that game tomorrow night. 13, we got the Falcons at the Seahawks in Seattle. So believe it or not, the Falcons have been a top 5 fantasy defense so far this year. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't understand it myself. But clearly they're a little better than we thought. And they're getting a bad offense in Seattle. I know it's in Seattle, so that changes things. Seattle always plays a lot better at home. But however, I don't think Seattle's offense is anything, to worry about. And I think the Falcons, being a top 5 fantasy defense so far, can continue to roll into the top 10 this week. And then at 18, I got the 49ers defense at the Broncos. With the way the Broncos offense has looked to start this season, which is pretty awful. There's no reason not to trust the 49ers, who are the number 6 defense in fantasy so far this year, to continue to roll along to another top 10 fantasy week. And then another honorable mention, the other defense in that Falcons, Seahawks, and Seahawks. Again, like I said, Seahawks defense especially always plays better at home, and the Falcons offense is also nothing to really worry about. Even though I'm a big Marcus Mariota fan, obviously, as an Oregon fan. I'm so happy he got another chance, and he's actually looking pretty good. I don't think the Falcons' offensive problem is a Marcus Mariota problem. I think it's just a lack of talent problem. And I'm not saying Marcus Mariota is not a great quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback. He's not ever going to be an elite guy, but I think he's good enough. And he's definitely not the reason the Falcons' offense is not great. They need to get more talent. They need to get a real running back. They need to get more wide receivers. They need to get Kyle Pitts going. I don't know what's going on there. But all those people who overdrafted Kyle Pitts, and I knew he was an overdraft. I didn't think he'd be this bad. I thought he'd be pretty productive, but I didn't think he was worth being the third overall tight end drafted. They got to find a way to get Kyle Pitts involved. That'll help the whole offense. But the Seahawks defense looked pretty decent week 1 against Russell Wilson, so they could also be in the streaming tier for you if you're needing a defense this week. In deeper league, I don't know if I'd start them in a 10-team league, but in a 12-team league, they might be worth picking up and streaming against Marcus Mariota and the Falcons in Seattle this weekend. All right, that's it. It's all video. Peace, love, and nacho fries. I do want to. I'm trying to double shift at UPS enough to where it's worth it, to where I make enough money, but not so much to where it's hindering my ability to make money with Uber. So basically what I'm doing, I've decided on Wednesday and Friday. I think Friday's a great night. I like working there on Friday night. And then Wednesday night. So tonight, Friday night. So that way, Monday night. So Monday night open for Monday Night Football if I choose to watch that. And I still have Thursday open for Thursday Night Football. And then I still have Tuesday night open for working dinner, because dinner is a pretty profitable time of the day for Uber. And then Wednesday, and then Saturday, Sunday, they don't work. They're Monday through Friday. So I just have Saturday morning at UPS, and then I have all day Saturday, all day Sunday to Uber as much as I want to. And yeah, it's only a 3-hour shift. It's like 4 to 7, so I'm missing most of dinner by doing this, but I'm still getting out early enough to where I can catch, a little bit the back end of dinner, the 8 o'clock hour of dinner, and then if I choose to, work into the late night hours, which is usually pretty lucrative too, as long as I can avoid sitting in drive-thrus too often. So I think that's the way moving forward we're gonna do it. That's 7 shifts per week at UPS, so that's 2 overtime shifts. So that means if I do that every week, that means my Friday night shift, the double shift UPS on Friday night will be overtime, and my Saturday morning shift at UPS will always be overtime. And so it's only an extra 6 hours a week at UPS. And so I think, it's not like I have a social life. It's not like I have anything going on. I try really hard to get dates. I try really hard. It just doesn't happen. I got no friends here. All my friends live a couple hours south, which I feel kind of stupid for. I mean, I don't feel stupid for leaving. I couldn't stand living in my hometown. I felt so stifled, and I felt so. I just couldn't stand being around all the people who were perfectly content with their lives. Which there's nothing wrong with being content with your life. I just think that there's just so much more out there. The world is so big. Everyone. I'm not saying everyone. I don't want to offend anyone. Not everyone. But a lot of the people who I grew up with or were around in my hometown area were very small-minded. They were very, I don't really know how to explain it. I never really vibed with the people in my town. But I do have friends there still. I stay in contact with them. I should, make a better effort to go see them. It's just I don't really want to drive. I don't really want to drive 2 hours down south just to be in a place I don't want to be, a place I'm not happy. I do go down there to see my parents occasionally, and then I should, while I'm down there, I should reach out and be like, hey, I'm in town. You want to get a drink, hang out for a couple hours, catch up. I should do this. But I'm not a person that likes to put myself out there. When on the rare occasions when I do, people just let me down. So it's like, I'd rather not do it and not get disappointed. And then, I've just never been an outgoing person. That's just not me. That's not who I am. I want people to reach out to me and invite me to do things. That's the ideal scenario there. And, but yeah, so it's not like I got a life. So adding those extra 6 hours of work at UPS every week and still trying to do 35-ish to 40 at Uber is no different than what I was doing before when I was working 50 plus hours a week at the airport and UPS and stuff like that. So, it's just more money in my pocket. It means makes it easier for me to travel and less stress in my life. Besides the twilight shifts, night shifts, super chill, super easy. It's a 3 hour minimum, so it's always get more hours than they do in the morning, and you really only have to work. I maybe do an hour and a half tops of actual work. The rest of the time we're just standing around. So it's completely different, night and day. Honestly, I know that's a saying, but really night and day, completely different. Day shift is like the work is already basically there for us, so we just have to show up and we just work it and we just do it. Night shift is kind of like we are there and the work is showing up to us, so we are doing a lot of standing around waiting for the work to come to us. And I don't like it personally. I like to I hate standing around. I know I'm getting paid to stand around, and that's cool and all, but I don't want to. If I'm gonna stand around and do nothing, I'd rather be at home where I can do it freely. And I don't want to be doing it at work. I want to be working at work, at least a nice steady pace. I don't want to be working my ass off at work, but I like nice and steady. And UPS, then the UPS night shift is not at all like that. Anyway, I did my sign off minutes ago, and I'm still here rambling. I apologize, but that's the defense special teams video for week 3. I'll get to the tight ends, wide receivers, quarterbacks, running backs later on. I may, in fact, do one of those again tonight, probably. I feel like I should do wide receivers and running backs first because those are the ones people care about the most. But again, I like to save that material for the end because I like to save the best for last. I want you guys to watch all of them. And then secondly, I want the most up-to-date, accurate information on those positions because they're most important. So if I wait till Friday, Saturday, we have better information on injuries. We have, and all that stuff. And so I don't want to put a video about running backs out on Wednesday, and then by the time Sunday rolls around, half those guys are hurt or not playing or whatever. So, That's kind of the way I do it, why I do it that way. And so I'm probably just gonna keep doing it that way because it's my choice. You guys have no say in it. So thanks. I didn't expect this video to go 20 minutes, but it did. I said it was gonna be a short one at the top. I lied. I apologize for being wrong. I'm wrong a lot. I'm right a lot, but I'm wrong a lot too.